Are Darnell Mooney's frustrations growing with his decreased role in the Chicago Bears offense? We're going to talk a little bit about that. We're also going to dive into the mailbag, all that and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. I'm the host, Harry Hayes, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Shad Bears Central on every single social media platform we happen to be on. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into the content for today. And before we get into the mailbag, it is Friday, so that means this episode is mainly built around your voicemails. We do have one topic that I want to get into, and this one comes from Fansided's Jordan Campbell. And speaking about Darnell Mooney and his frustrations in his role on the team, he says this: I know for a fact that Darnell Mooney has privately had conversations with management about his lack of role with this team. But he has been in a good way private about his displeasure. He wants more of a role. So when it comes down to it, when you look at Darnell Mooney, we know that he was expected initially when the Ryan Poles them came in. He was looked at to be the wide receiver number one. They end up bringing in Chase Claypool. They make a lot of signings, not really to kind of move him from his role as the wide receiver number one. We got that look at that last season. It didn't work out, right, due to several reasons. And then, this year with DJ Moore coming in, initially coming into the season still with Chase Claypool, people had the questions on what's going to happen with Chase Claypool, what's going to happen with Darnell Mooney. Now, Chase Claypool ended up being traded, but it's really left Darnell Mooney in a position where they do have a young wide receiver in Tyler Scott that it seems like they are very high on, right, as he's been playing more and more snaps as things go on. But you got to look at the role from Darnell Mooney and really how it's decreased since the 2021 season. That season, he had 140 targets and 81 receptions for 1,055 yards and 4 touchdowns. Then last season, he had only a total of 61 targets, 12 games played, though, so he missed 5 games, 40 receptions for 493 yards and 2 touchdowns. And then this season, only 39 targets so far in the season and 23 receptions in that. He's played 11 games this season and for 345 yards and only 1 touchdown. So it's not like it's not valid that his role is decreasing. Now, I would say that, it's a combination of a couple things, is that we don't pass the ball a whole hell of a lot. We have a terrible play caller in Luke Getsy. But I do think that Darnell Mooney, considering he's going into a contract year, it has the right to have those questions about his prioritization in the offense. And does this really show anything of how they view Darnell Mooney leading into his contract extension talks? And so that's a big question there. And it's frustrating for a player as well when you're going into a situation where you're trying to negotiate a contract. You're 26 years old, still in your prime. Yes, you have one of the best relationships with our quarterback in Justin Fields, but it takes more than that. And while DJ Moore is clearly and undoubtedly the better wide receiver and should be getting prioritized more than Darnell Mooney, you got to ask the questions on, are the Chicago Bulls kind of unofficially telling everyone how they view Darnell Mooney? And it may be that, right? And considering the Bears are going into a draft where they could very well look to take a wide receiver like Marvin Harrison Jr., not to say that Darnell Mooney can't still perform on a team like that, right? Because he can. We've seen him maybe even play the best when he's kind of in that slot situation. But when it comes down to it, is that the Bears may very well look at this Darnell Mooney situation and say, listen, if we go out and get a wide receiver like Marvin Harrison Jr., Tyler Scott can more than duplicate what we're probably asking you to do, and with a year of progression, maybe, and not have to worry about the contract. I'm not saying that that's the case, right? I'm not reporting on that or anything like that, but I am saying that while I understand the frustration that Darnell Mooney has, I also can understand it from a team perspective. If they just don't view Darnell Mooney as that guy, it's great to have chemistry with your quarterback one. Do not get me wrong. It's great to have that. But hell, we've seen DJ Moore build some solid chemistry in just less than a full season. What could that look like with having another training camp, things like that, maybe a better offensive coordinator? These are all questions that the Chicago Bears have to be asking themselves in regards to the Darnell Mooney and his future on this team. And so we'll end up seeing the way that it goes. Like I said, it's one of those times and things where I understand both sides of the argument. I understand the argument from the team and maybe their perspective. Again, I'm just saying that this is their perspective. We don't know that for sure. But I also understand the frustration that Darnell Mooney's experiencing. Not only is your team losing, but you aren't really been given many opportunities to maybe help the team out of some of those struggles. So, there's a lot of things. I do think with a better offensive coordinator and coaching overall, a lot of this stuff maybe goes away. We see Darnell Mooney used a little bit more creatively. But hey, let me know what you guys think on that. And hearing that now, how does that make you feel about Darnell Mooney, especially going into an offseason where his contract is up, and the Bears are going to have to figure out what they want to do, if anything, with Darnell Mooney long term. Let me know all that down below. But it's Friday, so that means it's mailbag day. Let's go ahead and get into these voicemails. This first one, this one's from Keith.
This is Keith, a.k.a. Ashley, a.k.a. Keith. This is bullshit. I've been a Bears fan since 84. I done saw this. I done saw that. This is the worst fucking coaching staff fucking ever. The team want to fucking do this. The team want to fucking do that. But they can't fucking do it without a motherfucking coach. This coaching staff fucking sucks. I can sit up here and call plays all day long. Just sit here on my fucking couch. We watch this. We see this. How in the hell? It's always fucking conservative, like y'all said, after we get ahead. This bullshit. If they don't get these motherfucking coaches up out of here, I'm gonna go protest. I want to protest. These coaches fucking suck. The players want to do some shit. You can tell. But how the players gonna do some stuff when these coaches fucking suck? This is crazy, man. Like I said, I've been a Bear since 84. This is the worst fucking coaching staff fucking ever. They always want to play fucking conservative after we fucking get up ahead. This don't make no motherfucking sense. We should have had plenty of fucking wins. Plenty. It don't fucking make sense. I'm so tired of these motherfucking coaches, man. If they don't get these motherfucking coaches up out of here, it's gonna be a fucking riot. It's pointless. I listen to you guys every fucking day. I listen to you guys every day. This is the first podcast I ever fucking listen to, really. But I listen to y'all faithfully because, man, y'all feel what I fucking feel. Fuck these motherfucking coaches, man. Ain't the fucking players. They played their motherfucking heart out today. They really fucking did. Justin Fields, my guy. He came out and played his fucking heart out after all these fucking games that he fucking been sitting the fuck down.
First of all, thank you for making us your first podcast ever that you listen to. We appreciate that. That's what we've built this platform for. It's meant to be for fans. We're the voice of the fans, all that stuff. So we really appreciate that. And as far as your comments, the coaching staff here is terrible. Like, it just is what it is. Like, taking the ball out of the hands of your best player, the conservative play calling when things get tight. It seems like this team also, like what Matt Eberflus, like throwing players under the bus at times, not taking accountability. It's like a perfect storm of things that just lead it to be this coaching staff ain't it. And that's just really what it boils down to. Now, we do have things. We have talent on this team. I agree with that. We have things that we still need to fix with this team, absolutely. But coaching is one of the things that I think needs to be addressed first, foremost, and early in the offseason. I know we hear more rumblings about maybe they keep Matt Eberflus and change offensive coordinators, things like that. To me, it's a cancer. You got to rip it all out and then start anew. Now, I can understand maybe if Ryan Poles thinks that a new offensive defensive coordinator can help better support Matt Eberflus, but at the end of the day, I just look at Matt Eberflus. I watch every press conference and just the way he handles the team, talks about it. He talks a good game, and he can listen. If you needed somebody to like say the right things, Matt Eberflus can probably be a spokesperson. But a head coach in the NFL, that does not make for a good coach in the NFL. And so at the end of the day, I'm over Matt Eberflus. I'm over the coaching staff in large, and I would not be mad at all to see the Bears move in a different direction this offseason. And let's hope that that's end up where they're going and they make the right choice. And I got to be clear on this. If they do move on from Matt Eberflus, it still puts a lot on Kevin Warren and Ryan Poles to go out and get the right guy. Because, listen, as a GM, whatever, you only get so many head coaches. You only get so many of them before we have to start realizing it's you. It's not the head coach. And so he has to get this one right. I truly feel that he has to get this one right. But all right, let's get into the next voicemail. This one's from Fred.
What up, Hayes? This is boy Fred, man. After watching that game yesterday, man, only thing I could put the blame on far as the player-wise is Jalen Johnson not getting them 2 picks. One of them could have went for a pick 6, and the other one probably could have ended the game, though. I fought him just for that, but then he want to holler something. He want to get paid like a top corner. Well, top corner make plays like that, though. But now, the players know they did their thing, though. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I put this loss on coaching because the motherfucking dumbass, weak, bitch-made-ass coaches tucked their tails between their legs, got scared, and started playing conservative, which I don't even understand why. If you know Detroit was good against the run, just like us, why would you try to run with the middle on them instead of you going outside when you having success on the outside zone? And then on top of that, you could have went, you know what I'm saying, with the passing game as well too a little bit. I like the fact Justin Fields put the ball to DJ. That's what DJ was missing. I wish DJ would have had 100 yards in that game though, but that motherfucker Tyler Scott, he ain't it, man. He ain't it. And it's funny how he can catch passes from Tyson Bagent, but when Fields in there, he don't catch shit from Fields though. Which I'm trying to understand that though. But it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? This season is over with. Bears might be ready to look for a new head coach. And Ryan Poles cannot be serious on talking about keeping Matt Eberflus on because this dude here is a fucking idiot. He's a clown, right along with his coordinator as well. Both of them are fucking goofballs because they don't know what the fuck they doing. They need to be fucking fired. You what? 10 in the division now against division opponents? This is a fireable offense right here, man. You have not won no division games since you've been the Bears head coach. At least Lovey won some division games when he did go through his fucking 1 or 2 year being trashed or whatever with the Bears when he first at the Bears job. At least he won some division games. That Eberflus, you not the guy. Duke Gaskins, you not the guy. They should have been fucking cleaning the house after that game. I would have told them motherfuckers, hey, you two motherfuckers, don't get back on this motherfucking plane ride. Because y'all need to clean y'all fucking offers out and be the fuck on up out of here. Like, what's the point keep holding on to him if you know you're going to fire him at the end of the season? Fuck that shit. The Bears need to start doing things like other teams do and let coaches know, like, hey, your job is not safe if you're not getting the job done. Plain and simple. But at the end of the day, man, we keep it Fields. Fields not the problem. Fields show motherfuckers. Like I'm gonna point out some shit like the guy said yesterday. Josh Allen ain't getting no fucking line in the team till like his second year. Fields ain't getting no line, you know what I'm saying, weapons and shit till his third year. But let me know what you think, man.
Loss on coaching, yes. The conservative play calling, yes. I'm not down on Tyler Scott. I understand, yes, he made mistakes in that game, but I think I look at Tyler Scott and what he can be, and there's a lot of potential there with Tyler Scott. But when it comes down to it, like I think most Bears fans are sitting at a place of being frustrated with this coaching staff. And, you know, it's rightfully so. Everything that we've seen, it's like he has the worst winning percentage of any coach in Chicago Bears history. That's not up for debate. That's fact. That's unrefutable facts, right? That's objective truth. And so when it comes down to it, to me, Matt Eberflus, Luke Getsy, they've shown us who they are. And who they are is not the coaching staff that I want guiding this next stretch for the Chicago Bears, this next roster, this next wave, whatever you want to call it. I don't want them guiding it anymore. I've seen enough in 2 seasons. I'm good. But the biggest question is Ryan Poles and Kevin Warren, are they good? Are they done with this coaching staff? Do they realize the limitations? Do they see it the same way that some of us fans see it? If they do, then expect moves this offseason. If they don't, then listen, I will lose a little faith in them if they don't see it. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it on that one. And it's just everything with this team, right? And it's not to say that it's all on coaching. I'm not saying it's all on. But listen, coaching has a very big impact in the results that we see on the field, right? In the conservative play calling on both sides of the ball, the not realizing, for example, on defense that our secondary, which is a solid secondary, can be really good secondary. It's better in man coverage. We run an antiquated defensive scheme. The offensive scheme is bare bones. Everything just points to it's time to move on. That's my opinion. But hey, maybe it's not everybody's opinion. But let's get into this next voicemail, which actually adds a little bit more color to this. This one's from DJ.
Hey, Hayes, Bobby, C-Dub, Steve-O, this is DJ from Shad Town, man. Hey, I want to just share some thoughts with you guys, man. You know, I'm noticing some patterns here. You know, when Fields got hurt last year, you know, it was during a season where they would seem like they were trying to lose so they can get that first round pick. And now here we are again, where all of a sudden Fields got hurt with his thumb and everything. And remember last year when he came back, he balled out, you know, but it wasn't enough to hurt them getting that first round pick, you know. So I'm thinking that the Bears are trying to, again, they ain't worried about winning. And that's probably why they're keeping these coaches in, because they already know they losers. So they want to lose. This is why Pace ain't making no moves, because this is what they want, you know, because they want to get that first round pick and maybe even the second round pick, hopefully, if the Panthers lose out. You know, what do you guys think about that, man? I'd love to hear your comments. All right, I'm out. Peace.
This is a great question. Are the Bears keeping the coaching staff right now because they want to lose? Here's what I'll say on that. Let me be clear on this. We have already the Carolina Panthers first round pick. And that pick is probably going to end up being the first overall pick. So I don't think that you have to hold on to a coaching staff, just that when chances are higher than not that we're going to have that first overall pick from the Carolina Panthers. And our pick is going to fall in the top 5 to the top 10, depending on what we do here to end the season. I won't say necessarily that they're keeping them on to lose, but here's what I'll say is that I don't think anything that you do right now is going to change what this Bears team is currently this season. So they're going to lose. It is going to be what it's going to be. You might as well let the season finish out. I know Bears fans are ready to see a change. We see offensive coordinators fired across the NFL. But when it comes down to it, there's nothing that's going to really change the direction or the path that this Bears team is on for this season, right? And so I think if you change coaches, I like I said, would I like to see Matt Eberflus fired today? Yes, just because I'm tired of seeing his face. But I can understand it from that standpoint as well, as that, why make a change that's not really going to change your outlook this season? Wait, bring in a new coach in the offseason. They'll have time to implement their system, change things, whatever they need to do, evaluate. And the rest of the season is really just taking a look at, okay, what players are around here that we need to make sure that we hold on to and keep to. And I think that's kind of the bigger thing. But I definitely understand your point and where you're coming from with that, absolutely. All right, let's get into this next voicemail. This one's from Donovan.
What's going on, Hayes? It's your boy Donovan. I know I call this line a lot, but this team every time. All it is up down my YouTube timeline, and I watch videos, and I just think of new ways on how we're fucked. But yeah, I found a stat. Shout out Swifty Sports. I found a stat that they brought up. 48-1. The Bears have something to do with that record. 48-1. It sounds good to the naked ear until you hear what the fuck it's about. In NFL history, teams with the 40-minute time of possession and wins the turnover battle by 3 were 48-0 before Sunday night. So the Bears have something to do with that record. I think you can guess how. We're the only team in NFL history to basically win the game without winning the game. I don't know what's up with Kevin Warren and Ryan Poles, but they got to get this shit together. How much do you have to see? Literally yesterday, all the questions leading up to Justin Fields' return, can the coaches do it? And can Justin do it? Literally yesterday answered all of those questions and then some. Yes, Justin can do it. No, the coaches can't. Boom. 1, 2, simple. There's nothing else to say. And then when we were up 26-14, if my memory serves me correctly, after Justin Fields just scrambled for 30 fucking yards to save the drive, you take it out of his hands and keep running. In the fourth quarter, he throws the ball like twice after he was literally fucking them up with the ball in his hands. It was a couple times because I watched all 22. It was a couple times he missed some people. But he literally has to play a perfect game. Everyone has to play a perfect game. Those interceptions from Jalen Johnson, Tyler Scott missing balls and blocks. Everybody has to play a perfect game to beat the Lions and to beat their own coaches. The Bears players have to win these games, not the coaches. Because the coaches will literally, search through their whole fucking house, fucking rip everything up, tear all of their fucking closets up to find a way to lose. I don't know which voicemail you're going to hear because I sent a lot of them over the past week. But I just had to get 48-1. We have something to do with that record. Bear down, get these coaches the fuck out.
The Bears breaking a bad record. The one team to lose a game under those scenarios is Matt Eberflus and the Chicago Bears. And listen, like I've said, this has been a season of fireable offenses, in my opinion, for this coaching staff. A season of them. Every shape, form, and fashion, everywhere that you look, there's been fireable offenses all up and down this coaching staff and their decisions. And when it comes down to it, listen, we got to move on from this coaching staff. And I know all the kind of voicemails have taken now the shape of talking about coaches, and I think that this just shows that this Bears fandom is really over this coaching staff. We all see it. But like I said before, the most important two people they need to see it are Kevin Warren and Ryan Poles, and hopefully they're seeing the same thing that we do because, listen, we cannot keep looking like an unstable franchise. We can't keep looking like we have coaches that are in over their heads in every shape, form, or fashion, and that's what we're seeing. And so it comes down to it. This coaching staff is a coaching staff full of cowards. Let's get into this next voicemail. This one's from Barry.
Hey, Bobby C. Hey, fellas, it's Barry here. Fellas, okay, I got it. As if this point hasn't been fucking hammering home enough. If you recall, after week 1, the mailbag, I called in and I said, we are truly fucked with Eberflus and company. And this week, fellas, cemented it more than ever, okay? So this Lions game, they come out, and you got to pick your cap for the offense and defense. For the majority of the game, they called a good game, fellas. I mean, they had a good game for Justin. They were rolling him out. They were letting him find targets downfield. He was fucking lighting them up with his leg. And the whole game, Justin Fields is fucking on. The defense played aggressive. They're mixing up the blitzes. Everything is working. And in the fucking 3 minutes to go, their fucking dick turns inside out, fellas. And here's the other thing that really gets me, fellas. If you listen to the players, right? If a player ever blames the coaches, they're fucking cut and traded on the spot. But Eberflus, I said this after the Packer game week 1, to blame execution for your fucking shortcomings is a cowardly fucking action, fellas. It's the coaches blaming the players, and I've never seen a coach do it more than Eberflus. This guy who comes off as this fucking meek and mild, and hey, we gotta do good things, we did some good things. Fuck your good things, Eberflus. When crunch time comes, and you don't fucking call a good game plan, you throw your players under the bus like a fucking coward. Justin Fields was fucking unstoppable that game, and they took the ball out of his hands when he had several opportunities, if you put it in his hands, to put that game on ice, fellas. So fucking Eberflus, go fuck yourself. And I feel truly sorry for Justin that this is his evaluation year, and he's dealing with a fucking clown car of coaches, fellas. So that's all I gotta say. I don't know what. I probably got some more shit to say. I don't fucking know, fellas, but I feel bad for these players, fellas. They deserve to go out there and get the most fun win of their lives in a huge upset division rival game. Would have been Eberflus' first fucking win in the division, 0-9. Get the fuck out of here. Fellas, Eberflus, launch him into the fucking sun. I was open to the idea of him coming back and taking a demotion as a defensive coordinator, because I feel like if there's any personality in the NFL that would take a demotion with the same franchise, it's Eberflus. The guy's a fucking weirdo, fellas. So that's all I got to say. I think best case scenario, though, is hey, the Bears tank, but Justin looks great. And I see more progress out of the defense, but I think that's more pulls in his personnel selection. This team has fucking building blocks, fellas. The future is brighter than the record indicates. So, fellas, that's all I got for you. Hope you had a fucking phenomenal Thanksgiving, got all the turkey and all that other shit. So, till next time, Chicago up, but Bear down.
And Barry hit on everything that could be said about this coaching staff, and I feel like this was a great capper to what this voice mailbag episode has become. And I get it. We're Bears fans. We're going to rant, and you have every responsibility or every right to that. And that's why we do open this platform up to hear your guys' voicemails, because we want to hear from the fans of the team and how they're feeling about this. And when it comes down to it, Matt Eberflus is an idiot. Matt Eberflus is not a coach that I want guiding my franchise. He's not a coach that I want. Like, at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, you can blame execution all day long, but you got to look at your faulty game plans. And the game plans for Matt Eberflus and Luke Getsy have left so much to be desired from, and I get it, it's easy to be on this side of the screen, this side of the game of football, and point out the things that went wrong, right? But the fact of the matter is that we see this coaching staff talk about things that went wrong. They recognize it, but they're still not fixing it. And that's one of the biggest indictments on this coaching staff that I've personally seen in my time in covering this team. I've been a Bears fan my whole life, but the show's been around for a little over a year, under 2 years so far. But when it comes down to it, it's done. And I'm done, and I'm over Matt Eberflus. I'm over Luke Getsy. I want to see the next stage and a new coach get in to come in and kind of guide this next phase of the Chicago Bears. But hey, let me know what you guys think down below. Do you think the voicemail's me? Do you think we're off? Do you think that the coaching staff does deserve another chance to stay on next season and see what they can do? I don't expect to hear from too many people on that, but if you do, sound off down below. But make sure you're following the show at Shy Bears Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. ChicagoBearsCentral@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-242-9336. We are the #1 spot for everything Chicago Bears related, thanks to you guys. And like I like to end every episode on, Chi-Town up, but Bear down. Love you guys. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.